Judas Iscariot. Because TA was there when I was telling the people gathered that if we went with the name Babyface, there was a tendency for people to call me Boniface. And TA, along with Ali Baba, who were the two people there with TA's in-laws, they promised me that no, don't worry, that won't happen, that won't happen. Only for TA to turn around years later, when somebody at an event, one Agbaya called Bradari, looked at me and said, "Where's our MC here? Boniface, and from that moment, T started to call me Bonnie. So, I mean, if you see T and I interact now from afar, we say Bonnie, Bonnie Oloye, Bonnie Beru. You know, that's how we refer to ourselves. Choosing a name is a big deal. Because I remember it took us hours to come up with the name Babyface. And when we eventually came up with it, I was convinced it would not work. But the point in the end of that chapter is that, look, the achievements eventually justify the name. The end justifies the means.
So basically pick your name carefully, creatively, and then...
And more importantly, regardless of what you call yourself,
turn it into
the work you put into it has to justify the name. In the end, your work and your deeds and your achievements will make a place for your name.
The secret of the Puma.
Yes, the Puma.
Talk to me a bit about that.
It's my people on the streets. They say, baby, oh yeah, you should be Puma. You are a Puma. You are. I guess they took that from the hood of the Jaguar car. You know, the hood ornament of the Jaguar is a Puma.
Yes.
A springing Puma. I mean, so our boys who went to the UK and came back and saw a lot of Jaguars, being a British car, would say, "Oh, should be Puma. Baby, oh yeah, you are doing like a Puma." And of course, that's just the thing about that whole chapter. The lesson is that take your time. My father used to say to all his children, make haste slowly.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, in fact,
I like that.
What he used to say was, it was during morning or evening prayers. He would say, in extrapolating his lesson, he would now walk up to the point where he would say, and as I always say, make haste
slowly.
We never got it. We always forgot. So my sister would say, while the sun shines. Because what she would hear was make hay. So he would say, make haste, and somebody would say, while the sun shines. Whereupon, my father would just light up into you. You know. So after a while, it became a part of us. At least I. It was very simple. Make haste slowly, which is an oxymoron. How do you make haste?
Slowly.
Slowly. I mean, if you're making haste, then that means you're quick about it. The point which I underscore in the chapter is that do what you have to do. You will find that usually in life, what is within your power, what is within your own reach per time in trying to achieve your vision or your dreams is not much. It's always limited. For example, when I wanted to start the Teju Babayface show, all that was within my reach when I decided I was going to do a show on TV was to write the scripts. That was all that was within my reach. I could do nothing else. I had no money to book studio. In fact, I had no idea where to even get a studio. I had no idea how to record a TV show. I didn't know what was needed. But all I knew to do, which was within my reach, was to write the idea I had down on paper, bring my idea to life. And so that's what Make Haste Slowly is about. Whatever it is you think you need to do, there's always something within your reach. Make haste to start doing it. But having done that, take your time. Because you see, you will not usually get many opportunities to make a second impression. If you make too much haste and you come out before you're already like a half-boiled egg, you risk running the yolk of your value, and you may not get a second chance. So make haste, really. But do it
slowly.
Yeah, do it with sense.
Yeah. Finding that balance.
Yeah, finding the balance.
Don't be too fast, don't be too slow.
Don't be too fast, don't be too slow.
Which is the sense I got reading that
don't
chapter.
be too fast. There's always something within your grasp that you can begin to do immediately. Do that one.
One of the things I observed in your book, from your story, what you wrote here, is mentors have been very important to you. And mentors are very important for anybody that wants to succeed.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
I think that is captured in The Secret of the Bros.
Of the Bros, yes. Of the Bros, yes. Bros, look, I used to tell people that during some of the darkest days and longest nights of my career, and there have been quite a few. Every time I think I have gotten to the end of a battle over my career and my life, there's just been another one with and another one. Only recently am I beginning to see the the apex, the summit of the mountain we have been climbing since. The one thing that has kept me believing all the while is when I consider the important people who have taken time to sit down and advise, counsel, speak to me. When I consider how many hours Samadi Yemi has spent talking to me, when I consider how many hours in his own case with capital H and capital S, when I consider how many hours Leke Alder has spent speaking with me over the years, when I consider how much time Fola Adiola has spent speaking to me, I mean, when I leave their presence, I'm like, me, this small Shogule boy, why are these men spending all this time speaking to me? When I consider that I took just an idea to Tadio Gidon, and Tadio Gidon carried it on his head, I didn't ask Tadio Gidon to direct the Babayface show. I could not imagine that a director of Tadio Gidon's caliber could stoop so low to direct a show by one comedian. And I took it to him and I said, you know what I'll do. So when I consider all those things, it bolsters my confidence during some of the darkest days and the longest nights. And beyond all the other things that mentors do for you, those kind of things help you. You're not many people are lucky enough to make it on their own, especially in this Nigeria.
That's powerful, bros. I hear you.
Hey, bros.
As you wrote there.
Bros, we go. Bros, I hear you.
As for the mentor.
Bros, I hear you.
Teju, thank you very much for your time.
This was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
This was a pleasure. I should revenge. I should bring you on my show.
Yes, you should.
I should revenge.